Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here, coming at you with another episode of Be a GM Carolina Hurricanes. Last time we were with you, we made a few trades, and we'll go over them right away here. However, the one thing that I did want to mention before we start is for you guys to vote on Series 4 of the Be a GM. Link is down in the description below. Make sure you click on that, and you can vote for which teams from one team from each division that you'd like to see me use in the Be a GM, and we'll basically have a bit of a showdown similar to what EA is doing with their cover vote. Alright, so if you missed the last two episodes, I'd say watch them because they're thoroughly entertaining. But, because of the spoiler alert coming up right away. First off, our big trade that we made was for Carey Price, We traded Cam Ward, Curtis Honey, and a couple other players for Carey Price. One of the things we traded was our first round pick from 2019. That's fine, we weren't going to use it anyway. We now have Carey Price. The next trade we made was we offed Martin Hanzel's massive contract and sent a few prospects to Edmonton in return for Magnus Piarvi and Teemu Hartikainen. Magnus Piarvi is a 4-star two-way forward who can play the third line, and Hartikainen is a 3.5-star grinder who I know gets really good. So it's nice to have those two players now. Adds a little bit of depth to that third line. We then made a huge trade with Chicago. We traded Eric Stahl, Zach Dalpe, and three others, one of those being a 2020 first-round pick, to the Chicago Blackhawks for Jonathan Toews and Steve Monador. Steve Monador was basically just to pick up some extra salary that they had that they needed to get rid of. So it was a huge trade. We basically traded Eric Stahl for Jonathan Toews, and Jonathan Toews is still getting better. And then we signed Jarrett Stoll to play the third line. We paid quite a bit, $3.6 million for him. It's only 1 year. It will die down. And then Jarrett Stoll accepted his RFA contract. We also signed Robert Nyholm, Simon Jalmerson, Nicholas Lassu, Marco Cousineau, and Tommy Salonen. And these are players that will just be potentially trade bait in the future. I just picked them up to have them to, beef out the contract. Beef up? Just beef up the team. I don't know. So I will actually take a look and see what their trade value is, see if they're worth anything. I know they say don't trade things, it's bad for you, it's bad rep when you do that, but let's see. Nyholm's small, so he's got a little bit of trade value, so it wasn't bad. Jalmerson's not bad, Salonen, no. These guys could be traded for picks if I really wanted to. So here's what we'll do. I know I just traded for them. But let's see. Who are some players we're not going to use? Okay, Kuso is one of the players that we were looking to offload. Let's see if anybody wants him. No, nobody wants Kusa. That's fine. Now, one of the other things I wanted to look at was potentially trading, our second. Trade our second round pick for somebody with some value. I don't know if we'll find anybody with any value. Let's see. And the reason being is because it's a guaranteed player. If I can find a 4-star player with similar value, we probably won't. Does anybody want our second? Oop. Dallas wants our second. What do they have? Oops, wrong way. No, that was the right way. It's just all the way over for some reason. Yeah, they don't really have it. The only one I'd be interested in is Alexiak. But no, that's not happening. Too much value there. So we may not be able to trade our second. Oh. Florida wants it. Potential. Nobody with small enough. You can't really trade it. I could trade probably my first from next year. We'll have no picks, but they'll take it. And in terms of value, it's not bad. It's small, but you could trade for. Where are we here? Where's potential? I could probably trade for Eric Goodbranson, who's a 4-star defenseman. Top 6, only getting better. He could replace, what's his name on that? That's not a bad trade, actually. Eric Goodbranson for a first round pick, because you're not going to get a 4-star player anymore late in the first, because that's what we're making a push for here, right? We could also get Alex Petrovic, who's 75 overall, two-way defenseman. He's 22. He's still got years left, obviously. We could probably also almost squeeze out a trade for Ty Ratty. Mueller's might be a little bit out of range. Trocheck might still be in our range. 4-star playmaker, 65 overall. Centerman, not enough. I don't think I'd want him. So basically, I think the only one from them I want would be Eric Goodbranson, because he's playable now. He's got good body checking. His discipline's really low, but that could get better. He's got decent slap shot. He is a player for the future. He's got 4 years left, so we don't need to worry about him. Anyone else want our first? Oh, hold on. We got a couple here. I thought I saw some. There. New York wants our first. So I feel like I'd get more work out of it, or more use out of it. Here, like Ryan Strome would probably be doable. 4-star playmaker, 71 overall. No. Nino Niederreiter, he's a pretty big sniper. I know that. And he's 72 overall right now. Let's see here. Horvat. Bo Horvat, he's a two-way forward. Yeah, we'll never use him, though. We won't trade it now, but we will. I'll kind of pose that question, I think, right now to you guys. What do you think we should do? Should I trade this for somebody we can use now? Or should I hold on to it and see if it turns into something? Nikita Filatov, there's another one, a sniper, third-line center we could actually make, or third-line winger that we can actually make a trade for if we wanted to. Who else here? Silverberg. Jacob Silverberg, or Jakob Silverberg, I don't know how you say it. Another sniper in Ottawa that they would trade, that would potentially reach trade value. Yeah, probably not, you know what? Let me just look at Florida one more time. Florida. Goodbranson. Let's see if the value is close. The value is very close here, guys, but they don't want to get rid of Goodbranson. It's $3.2 million. I didn't even look at that contract. He's pretty heavy, and he'll probably sit in there. Anyway, if you guys can think of a player that you think has like low trade value like that, that's a 4-star player that isn't locked up long term, that might be locked up long term for a lower value, let me know, because I'd be glad to take a look at him. But for now, I think we're just going to go forward with what we got. We've got a solid team, I think. Who was our backup goalie, though? That was the one thing I wanted to see. Still Peters. So we still have Peters at 8.5. That's great, because then he doesn't affect our cap, and he's not good. We got Carey Price. Yeah, I'm so psyched about having Carey Price on the team. I love that. So what we're going to do, actually, is we're going to sim ahead. Chris Terry is no longer our problem. We dealt with him for a year and is crying. Remember, if anybody watched, it was funny. What was it? Anaheim and Matt Bolesky. And what Matt Bolesky wanted, they toned him down in this game. He's not as, I think he was a 4-star in that year. At the point that we did it with that roster update. And he wanted like ridiculous amount because he was a grinder 4-star, but he was only maybe a third line forward. He was not the value, and he was wanting like $4 million or something ridiculous. And we held out on him, and he actually got better. He didn't play the whole season at all. Nobody offered him a contract because he wanted way too much, and he didn't play at all. And then he played the next season after that, because he finally got to a point where his value was high enough that we could actually, it was still about $4 million, but he was going to be playing the second line as a grinder. Yeah, it was hilarious that we held off on him like that. And Terry it won't happen to Terry because his value is not as high as Bolesky's was. His asking price is also not as high. And Terry is he a sniper? I think Chris Terry's a sniper. So snipers will see time before a grinder does, because a lot of teams have space for a sniper over a grinder. So let's see here. It was just a funny situation. I really like that one. I thought that was hilarious, me holding out on him. He wants 41 wins from us. Okay, I think we can do that with the lineup we have right now. Let's see, what we're going to do is we're going to go to scouting first. I like to get it out of the way. It is 2015, so guess who's going to be available, boys? We got to go. We got to go there and scout him first. Connor McDavid, where are you? He's already rated top 5. I'm going to scout him there for 6 weeks. And I believe Nick Ritchie, is that Nick Ritchie? Yes, Nick Ritchie. He's a power forward, I believe. So he might be a player that we could pick up later in the round. So I'm going to definitely scout here first. No, how'd that reset? OHL forwards. 6 weeks. Thank you very kindly. Let me just go to my GM tracker and see if I can update my guy at all. No, I cannot. Okay, that's fine. So then what we will do is we will go to our GM options and our roster moves. Here, we'll set up the lines the way we want them. Okay, so let's make sure we got everybody up. No, we don't. We want you up. Oh, for God's sake. I don't know why they do this. Let me figure out who I want. It's probably gonna, yeah, it's gonna bugger up right away. Jalmerson, go. Okay. And I think Monador we're gonna want out too. I can't remember. There you go. Monador was the one. Okay, so let's take a look at our forwards here. Our centers. So line 1, line 2, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 4. Okay, so there's your 2 fourth liners right there. Jeff Skinner on the top line, Gabriel Landeskog on the second, PRV and Hartikainen on the third, Tommy Jokinen on the fourth, and now Yakupov on the first. Perfect. So we got all our contracts there. Defense 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yes, that's how we wanted it. Indeed, indeed. Steve Monador is not as good, so he's going to sit down there and cool his heels. He was literally just to take some salary off. He'll be a $2 million relief when we're ready. We're now at 5.6 left on this team, basically, the way it sits. And nobody's going to need contracts, pretty much. How much is left on Carey Price's contract? Does it say here? I think he's good for, like, for this whole thing. It's probably right at the end. Did I miss it? It's like years left. YL. Years left. He's got 4 years left. We're not going to have to deal with Carey Price's contract again. And he's an elite goalie. Guys, I don't see why we can't even... oh, we're going to edit the lines manually. Edit the lines manually. Okay, so Jonathan Toews, Jeff Skinner, and Yakupov, yes. Jordan Staal and Mark Oliver switch. PRV, you're going to go down here. What is going on with this lineup? Oops. Where are we? Yes. Jokinen. Yes. No. Hartikainen there. Yep. Okay. Okay. That's what I wanted. Yep. Yep. Landeskog over to Watson. For God's sake. Oop. No. And then. Oh, for God's sake. And Mark Oliver. For God's sake. Is Mark Oliver a left-handed player or is he right-handed? Yes, he is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Mark Oliver over here because he's a center. So he's playing off his position anyway. Landeskog is a left wing, though. I like him playing his on wing. So we'll keep Landeskog there. So those are our top 2 lines, guys. Jeff Skinner, Jonathan Toews, and Niall Yakupov. For God's sake. And Niall Yakupov. Our second line, Gabriel Landeskog, Jordan Staal, and Mark Oliver. And then on our third line, Jarrett Stoll, Magnus PRV, Teemu Hartikainen. And our fourth line, Andrew Watson. Is it Andrew? Austin Watson, who is a centerman, but he'll play the left wing for now. And Jay McClement and Tommy Jokinen. What's Jokinen? Is he a right? We'll switch him out because he's left wing. And Tommy Jokinen, the grinder, 3-star grinder. That's okay. Now I did say that I would take a look at some trades. One of the things that I wanted to look at was potentially beefing up our fourth line and moving Jokinen out. There are a couple grinders that I'd like to look at here first before we continue. Because I do like grinders. I'm a big fan of them. They bring a lot of depth to the bottom as long as they have some value. So here's what we're going to do. Actually, I'm going to go to the trade block first. So what I'm looking for is a third line forward. Yes, that's good enough. Sure. We'll say minimum. Oh, Jesus. Third line forward. I'm going to say max age is going to probably be about 27. We'll say 27. Minimum age we'll say is about 22. Potential range 3.5 stars because this is 3 stars and medium. And let's do it there. And what I'm going to do is we're going to find a grinder. See if we can find another grinder with some decent potential. Where's the roll? Here we go. Third line. Okay, yeah, so we're getting all third line players here. So let's see here. Who do we have for grinders? Actually, let's take a look by value first. Who's the lowest value player that we can pick up? There's probably not many. I'm not gonna lie. There's probably not too many of them. Desjardins, no. Is he a grinder? Playmaker, and he's done. Nope. Nope. I'm looking for somebody that's still yellow. Two-way forward. Decent. I want a grinder, though, right? McMillan is a grinder, right? Yeah, he's a centerman grinder. Carson McMillan, 80 overall. That's a good grinder, too. But his discipline's pretty low. So let's see if we can find somebody with better discipline. Guillaume Montandras? No. Josh Bailey? No. Mike Connolly? No. No. Wait, hold on. Was that grinder? No, two-way forward. Sorry. Bodker? No. 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 Anybody? Any grinders in here? Any grinders at all? There you go. Matt Bolesky, speaking of the devil. Matt Bolesky's an 80 overall. He's playing for Colorado now. 3.5 stars. Decent discipline. Good body checking. Look at that wrist shot power. Matt Bolesky is a boss. He would play the fourth line for me. Definitely. His trade value is not that high. The only problem with Bolesky would be his contract at 3.1. So, yeah, you're looking at a heavy contract. Who's the cheapest contract? Let's look at that. Brendan Gallagher. He's a two-way forward. Not the best discipline. But he's fast. That's the thing. He's not very big, though. Because we can afford a contract. That's the thing. We can afford a contract. It's just not that big. Craig Smith. I really do wish that they could add the ability to search by Zach Smith. Holy, Zach Smith, but his discipline's so low. So low. That could be a problem playing that fourth line. He'll take a lot of penalties. Devont Smith-Pelly, he's a power forward. No. Jeffrey, two-way forward. Not bad, but not great. McMillan, yeah, he was a grinder, right? Yeah, not bad. Who else is there down here? This is a $2 million players. Sabotka. Shen, two-way. McGinn, two-way forward, third-line player. Not bad either. I really like grinders. I really like Matt Bolesky. How many years does he have left on his contract? Just one. And he's going to want more probably because he's going to get better. Sam Gagne. No, we don't want a playmaker. Is he a playmaker? Yeah. Shepard, two-way. Power forward. They usually don't have the best discipline. That's the problem. Cal Clutterbuck has pretty good discipline. Good body checking. He's 82 overall. What's his contract like? $4 million. Yeah, he's way too much. See? We could make a trade for Matt Bolesky. Let's take a look at Matt Bolesky really quickly here. And then, who would we throw at him? Who would we throw at him? That's the problem, right? It'd have to be like Tommy Jokinen and Kusa. I'd look at Kusa as a potential trade option for him to add some value to it. Yeah, Kusa and Jokinen can definitely do it for us. We could do this. Kusa and Jokinen for Matt Bolesky and have Matt Bolesky play the fourth line. I would do that. I'd make that trade. And then Jokinen, I think we only signed Jokinen to 1 year, didn't we? I think we only signed him to 1 year. And if not, there are fourth line grinders abundant. 2 years. So it doesn't really matter. I think this trade might go through. The value is very equal. Alright, let's see if this goes through. So Tommy Jokinen and Mikko Kusa. Mikko Kusa for Matt Bolesky. Let's see if this goes through. No, it's not enough. Let me throw in some picks that are really not worth the dick all. Let's go from next year. Let's throw in the, let's just do the year after that. Let's do the 5th and the 6th for now. Let's do the 5th from that year and the 6th from this year. Let's see if this goes through. No. So let's do 2 5ths. No. Okay, so let's do a 4th from this year then. No. Okay, let's do 2 4ths. 2017 4th. Here we go. See, this goes through. No. We're going to really get ourselves in a hole here. Let's give them a 3rd. No. Oh, they don't want Mikko Koivu. See, no one wants Kusa. Oh, I hate you, Kusa. You're such a difficult player to work with. Would they take Nyholm off my hands? They would take Nyholm off my hands. Not bad, but they really don't want him. I'd have to give him 2/3. There's no doubt about it. I'd have to give him 2/3 for this. Let's see if this goes through. No. Okay, so they don't want Matt Bolesky, and our trade value now with him is in the shitter. Let me do this, though, quickly. We're not going to make a trade. We're going to see how this goes. If we do need to shore up, we'll make the commitment at the trade deadline. Edit lines. Charlotte. Anybody that... Gergensons needs to play the top line. Is anybody... Victor Rask needs to play on the top line. We'll put Hjalmarsson there. Is there anybody scratched that we really like? No. No, everybody looks like they're in. Defense, Kusa and Monador. No, we'll put Murphy up there. Oops. Kusa, yeah, we'll leave Kusa on the top line because Kusa actually is pretty good. He's got good potential. Belmore. Anybody? Did we have any prospects really? Doesn't look like it. No. Okay, so everybody's in there. So we only have like Ryan Murphy left now. That's okay though. Our team's pretty much set where we are. We will work on buildings. Oh, goalies. Alec Richards. Yeah, he's all capped out now. So we'll leave Richards there. Who else do we have? Norinen. Who's Norinen? Nobody worth talking about, that's for sure. But Kusino's got good value, right? Yeah, he's 3-star. We could look at Kusino potentially trading him, but for now we're going to leave it like that. We'll deal with them at a different time. So I think we're pretty much set to go. We do, though, need to change our captains because we've lost a captain. So we've got Jonathan Toews as our captain, Jordan Stahl and Mark Stahl. That's fine with me. I like that. Actually, yeah, let's leave it like that. Those guys are all leaders. The defensemen and 2 forwards. I like Jonathan Toews as our captain. You guys are probably like, Jeff Skinner. Let me know what you guys want. I can put Jeff Skinner as the captain. It really doesn't matter to me. So let's get through first the preseason. Guys, oh, hold on. I forgot to check the goaltending lineup. GM options. Coach. Oops. Yeah, roster moves. Where's goaltending? Yes, Carey Price and yes. Okay, so that's good there. Oh yeah, we knew that already because we were looking at the AHL. All right, man, I'm retarded. All right, so let's go past the preseason. Preseason's really not the best way to judge how good your team is, but pardon me. But you can get a fair shakedown. I think we're going to be an elite team this year, guys. I don't see why we can't rip it up. I do not. We've got so many good players on this team, like just unbelievable. Adding Jonathan Toews and Carey Price, they're really going to solidify us as an elite caliber team this year. And we have the snipers and the playmakers and everything's really in place for us to be successful and improve on our placement last year. So that's fine. I find if you do average in preseason, you do really well in the season. So, I mean, that may not be a judge on that, but I like to think that anyway. Okay, so let's get this bad boy started, guys. We've got a ton of cap room right now. We're at about $5 million. So if we do reach the trade deadline and we need to add, we're going to be adding. So we have that ability now. We've got the cap space. We've got some elite players in spots. The only thing is, when we make a trade, it's going to be for like third line and fourth line, or maybe even second line. It depends. I may want to show up a Mark Oliver. He's a good shooter, though. There's no reason why Mark Oliver doesn't score a lot this year, as well as that top line producing with Jonathan Toews on there. Look at him, 3 assists already. Yakupov with 4 goals. That's good. That's great. That's the kind of points you want. That's going to drag you through those tough times. And with Carey Price in there, guys, I'm really excited about this team. We have two lines that can really put it to them. There's no doubt about it. We've got a bit weaker than normal, but there's a really good top prospect, which we'll never use. I think we're really going to put it to them this year. I don't see why we can't make the Stanley Cup Finals. This team could win the Stanley Cup. I don't see why not. I'd like to win the Stanley Cup 3 times. That would be a record, right? Because we've only won it twice. Yeah, with the Oilers we won twice, and then Anaheim was just shutting down, and it all buggered up. Okay, so let's go to the OHL. Let's see how Connor McDavid is. He's the guy that got granted special player status. So he hasn't come out yet, so let's go for another 6 weeks there. Okay, so we'll go up to the first again, and then we'll take a look at the team standings. If there's anything you guys want me to change about my process, about what we look at the end of each month, or other stuff like that, let me know, because I'm open to it. I wanna. You guys are the ones that were watching this. You guys are the ones that want to see it. So I need to know what to show you. So make sure you throw in there, hey, Target, I want to see everybody's, shooting percentage. I don't know even if that's a stat in this game, but I can make it happen. You just let me know, and we'll play it like that. Minnesota Wild, 3-1 win, guys. We're 10-2 through the first month of the year. We have really balanced scoring. I can tell you that right now. I was watching the team leaders going up and down. It was all over the place. So that's good. We currently sit in first in the tied for first in the NHL, which is really good. We got a 3-point buffer on second in our conference, which is really the important part. Goals and assists. Who do we got up there? Nobody right now. We got a 6 for Stahl, but I know that there's people in there with points for sure. We also got no assists. We might have people out there for points, I'm thinking. And we do not, which is really surprising for me. Carey Price has the most wins. He's also in third for both save percentage and goals against average. What more could you want? What more could you want? I don't even see Cam Ward up there at all, because he's not going to be. Where did we trade him again? Oh, right, Montreal. Sorry, Montreal, you guys got totally screwed. I keep sandbagging these teams. It's awesome. It's so funny. So let's take a quick look at player stats, actually. Oops. That's the thing I know I'm working on. Obviously, our team's doing well. Something's going right. I didn't set the power play or the short-handed things. I set them as best. So let's see. Like, I'm not going to change anything. We're 10-2-0. That's good. Okay, so look at this. Tays and Stahl are a point per game. Oliver is almost. So's Yakupov. Skinner is close. McClement's up there. Landeskog is almost like half a point per game. That's pretty good from a power forward, though. Like, and he's 21. These guys are just young pups still. 80 poise. 80 poise. Tays' poise must be 90. 91. What's Stahl's poise? 87. So that's nice. Those guys are all doing really well. I've got no complaints there. Look at Watson. 7 points on the fourth line. Wow, go Austin Watson. So McClement. Look at McClement. 8 points. 8 points on the fourth line. Who else on that fourth line? Tommy Jokinen. He's got 3. PRV's not doing great. Hartikainen's not doing great. Stoll has got 3 points. So that third line isn't producing, but our fourth one is. Is anybody in the minus? I don't think so. No, everybody's a positive player through that month. So that's good. So I've got no complaints right now. This team is solid. Let's go through another month. Let's see how we do through that. We'll go right up to Calgary. So this is like night and day versus the real Carolina Hurricanes right now. So, I don't know. Maybe they should offer me a contract. They should watch this video and say, hey, this guy really knows what he's doing. And I could plan to end the world so that my picks in 2018, 2019, and 2020 won't be used. So all I got to do is just trade for those. Like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And then Carolina would be bitching for like 3 years. At least the last 3 years the world existed, right? Fuck. I think Carolina fans would be happy. If you guys won the Stanley Cup for the last 3 years that you were alive, you'd be like, God damn, give me the bitches and the hoes, because that is awesome. I'm happy. I'm a big hockey fan. Carolina won all the Stanley Cups. Screw you guys. And they'd be like, well, that wasn't really fair. He kind of knew that the world was ending, and he traded his first overall picks, and he picked up all these crazy players. Yeah, so what? And then, I don't know, you'd have to, like, convince players to re-sign for a lower value so you could, like, stockpile it, like how the New York Rangers used to be back in the day. Remember? If there's a problem, you throw money at it. That's the way you do it. That's how they always did business, and it seems to be like they're doing that this year again with all that crazy talent they had on the top line. They got rid of Gaborik now, but that was the New York Rangers, and we could convince everybody, like, to take a little bit less. It's okay. Here, we'll pay you $5 million a year on paper. But here's another $10 million under the table. So I'd make that shit happen for you guys. I'd make that shit happen. Heck, we wouldn't even need to trade first if that was the deal. We could just wait till free agency and then re-sign and then sign people. Hold on, we keep losing here. I gotta stop this now. This is madness. We've only won 6 games and we've lost 5. Okay, let's just stop it for a sec. Give it a second to breathe. Okay, go. Go now and win. Go forth and win. We are playing a good team with Boston. There you go. See, just needs a little bit of cuddling. Needs a little bit of love. Needs a little, how do you do? And I'm Ducks. There you go. We're back on track. Carey Price with 18 big wins this year. Hey, if you guys want me to switch the goalies up, I'm kind of for that. I'm not for that necessarily, but I'm definitely open to that possibility. So let's see how we did this year. Or this 18-7-1 now. So we won 8 and we lost 5. So that's pretty good. We're still first in the West. We're second now in the NHL, so we're still good. We're still doing really well. We're not up there for goals. We're close. We're not up there for assists. We're also close on that. Look at Nugent Hopkins, 26 assists. God damn. Eberle with 15 goals. Look at that. Nugent Hopkins, Eberle, and Hall. Why couldn't they do that for us? They never did that. Oh, goodness. Carey Price is he up there still? Yes, he is. He's up there on both, but he's dropped a bit. He dropped to 7th and 8th, respectively, on those 2 categories. I'm going to take a look at stats again. Player stats. NHL. Pardon me, guys. We're almost at the end of this. We'll probably wrap it up here. We'll wrap it up in here, but we're taking a look at the points really quick. I think Del Zotto didn't get a single point. Stahl still a point per game. Or Tay's still a point per game, sorry. Stahl is close. Yakupov is close. Skinner is dropping off a little bit. Landeskog, look at the 12 goals, 5 assists. He picked it up. Who dropped, though? Some people had to drop. McClement slowed down. PRV picked it up. He picked it up in that month. He got 7 points. Watson slowed down a little bit. Yeah, he only got 2. Anybody a minus? I'd imagine people are minuses now. Yeah, we got a couple. 1. Jarrett Stoll. Jesus, Stoll. You might have to drop down to the third line because McClement's got a +6 and you got a -2. What's going on there? All right, we're going to have to stop there, guys. Keep in mind, though, what I said. Should I trade that first pick for Eric Goodbranson or, something like that just to guarantee a 4-star player? Goodbranson would really shore up our third pairing, and we could actually even maybe make a move at the trade deadline with that one. You never know. Let me know what you guys think. Could we? Bolesky was the other one. Should we really make a commitment to Bolesky? Shove him out there, guys. Again, and I mentioned, make sure you vote for Series 4 of Be a Jam. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I'm Target Audience. You have a good one.